Hello everyone, and welcome back to Turkish Spotlight Secrets, the channel where we don't just chase rumors, we lay out the full narrative so you can feel the heartbeat behind the headline. If you like clear, respectful deep dives, hit like, subscribe, and tap join to support more stories like this. Today we're unpacking the birthday surprise that set fandom timelines alight. Barış Aktaş orchestrated an all-day, citywide celebration for Yağmur Yüksel, and teased it so cleverly that half the internet became accidental detectives. We'll walk you through the breadcrumbs, the build-up, the reveal, and what this says about their bond on and off the set of Kensesekleri. No noise, just the story, start to finish. The tease, how one hint became a countdown. It began as a single, quiet post on Barış's feed, a close-up of a paper envelope sealed with a red wax tulip, captioned, "Friday belongs to the brave." No tags, no names. Within an hour, fans noticed the wax seal matched a small motif seen on set when Dylan and Baron exchanged letters. Then came a story with a 3-beat metronome sound and a photo of a vintage stopwatch paused at 8:14. Comment sections did the math. Yağmur's birthday, 14th day of the month, 8 a.m. pickup. By midweek, Barış posted 3 more subtle cues, a Polaroid of the Bosphorus at dawn, a ticket stub with only the row number visible, R7, and a napkin doodle of a star map dated for the same night. He never said birthday. He didn't need to. The rule of 3, surprises designed like acts in a film. According to people familiar with the plan, Barış divided the day into 3 acts, each built around a theme from their real lives. Beginnings, places and sounds from their earliest days working together. Bravery, moments when they chose honesty over convenience. Belonging, a space to gather their closest circle and simply be. The through line wasn't extravagance. It was intention. Instead of a single grand gesture, the plan used small, layered moments, like scenes that build to a finale. Act 1, beginnings at first light. At 8:14 sharp, a driver knocked on Yağmur's door with a sealed envelope and a thermos of her favorite black tea with lemon. Inside the envelope, a hand-drawn mini-map to a rehearsal studio tucked behind an old cinema, where they had once practiced a key confrontation scene away from noise. The studio was empty except for a portable speaker and a notebook. When she pressed play, the room filled with voices from their circle, a line producer thanking her for late-night kindness, a costume assistant recalling the time she mended a ripped hem with her own scarf, a lighting tech describing how her quiet focus steadied a chaotic shoot. After each voice note, a page in the notebook revealed a little prompt, "Write one wish you have for the year ahead." By the end, the notebook held a trail of gentle intentions in her own handwriting. Waiting outside, the driver handed her the next envelope, coordinates and a ferry ticket. A moving intermission, the ferry of firsts. The second destination was not a building but a crossing. On the early ferry, a discreet violinist stood near the stern and played the melody that had underscored a pivotal scene in Kensesekleri. Not the dramatic swell, just the bare bones of the tune, so private you'd miss it if you weren't listening. A folded card on the bench read, "We began between takes and tides. Meet me where the city keeps its quiet." The coordinates led to a small gallery off a cobblestone alley, where Barış had arranged a private hour. On the walls hung frame-by-frame stills from their first week on set, nothing published, only contact sheets never meant for general release. Each still had a caption that was more gratitude than nostalgia. "You taught me to breathe through the line, you made the pause braver, you trusted silence." She didn't linger long. The gallery attendant passed her the 3rd envelope and a key. Act 2, bravery, written in neon and paper. The key opened a door at a decommissioned tram depot turned creative space. Inside, a narrow corridor was lined with LED tubes set low, like runway lights guiding steps. Overhead, a projector threw words onto exposed brick, one at a time: trust, patience, clarity, courage. These were the 4 values they'd privately named at the start of a challenging run of episodes, promises they made to each other to keep the work clean when the schedule wasn't. At the end of the corridor stood a work table with a pair of headphones and a reel-to-reel player. Yağmur pressed play. Barış's voice, recorded in one thoughtful take, told short stories of bravery that never make tabloids. The day she pushed back on a lazy line reading and saved a scene, the moment she insisted a crew member take a break in brutal heat. The afternoon she volunteered to reshoot a difficult close-up because she knew the production needed it. Next to the player sat a small box, inside of which lay an old 35mm camera, refurbished, with a strap embossed with her initials. A note read, "For what we still can't find words for." Outside the depot, the driver waited again. She smiled, camera in hand, and climbed in. The pause, a room to breathe before the finale. Before Act 3, Barış made room for stillness. The car stopped at a boutique hotel with a balcony that faced a quiet courtyard of plane trees. In the room, a short handwritten note, "You have 1 hour to do nothing. The city will wait. So will I." On the side table, a playlist card, instrumental tracks, 10 cuts long, and a tray with a simple lunch. A subtle reminder that celebration can also be rest. When the hour was up, a soft knock. New coordinates. A final envelope. The star map from his teaser post was printed on its cover. Act 3, Belonging, under open sky. The last stop was a rooftop, not the glamorous kind with velvet ropes, but a mid-rise terrace that looked over the Bosphorus's quieter run. String lights laced overhead. Folding chairs formed a half-circle around a makeshift screen of white canvas. Family stood near a long table with flowers in glass jars. A few close colleagues, people who keep secrets by instinct, lingered beside a low stage. It was not crowded. It was chosen. Barış stepped forward, wearing the least assuming outfit in a room where he's often the focal point. He didn't speak right away. He pressed a remote, and the canvas flickered to life. What followed wasn't a montage of glossy perfection. It was a film called The Year We Learned to Look Up. 8 minutes. Super 8 and phone footage. Laughter at 3 a.m. in a van. A coffee spilled and rescued. The exact moment a sunrise broke over a scaffold while they rehearsed a scene too heavy for daylight. In between, title cards with single words, start. Stumble. Steady. Stay. When the film ended, Barış finally spoke, softly, and only for the people present. "I wanted to give you a day made of the things that make you you. Rooms full of kindness. Corridors lit with courage. A ferry that moves no matter the weather. And these faces who hold us when the days get too loud. Happy birthday, Yağmur." No grand declarations, no over-the-top lines designed for headlines. Just clear, careful words. The gift that wasn't a headline. After the applause, he handed her a flat package wrapped in craft paper. Inside were 12 envelopes, each labeled with a month, each containing a small plan, a park none of them had visited, a bookstore signing for a debut author, a stage play they'd been meaning to catch, a volunteer day at a youth arts program. No diamonds. No cars. A year's worth of shared time, the rarest gift working actors can give each other. Then came the cake. Pistachio layers with a hint of rose, topped with a tiny sugar camera and an even tinier fairy. They laughed. Someone cried. A breeze took the candles at the second try. Privacy and the morning after. The rooftop night ended without press and without intrusive phones. Guests were asked to take photos facing inward, not outward, and to wait before posting anything. 24 hours later, 2 images appeared on both of their feeds at the same time. A close-up of the refurbished camera resting on the script notebook from Act 1. A blurred shot of intertwined hands against the rooftop canvas, the star map faintly visible. The caption matched on both accounts, "A day made of small brave things." That was enough. Fans filled comment sections with warm wishes, not demands for more. What this says about Barış and Yağmur. It's easy to perform love loudly. It's harder, and frankly more impressive, to design a day that knows the person it's for. Barış Baktas didn't try to outperform the internet. He tailored a sequence that referenced the work they've done, the principles they share, and the community that sustains them. Yağmur Yüksel met the day with the same presence she brings to set, awake to detail, quick to gratitude, uninterested in spectacle for its own sake. Together, they showed that intimacy is not the enemy of privacy. You can share a narrative without surrendering your life. Fan etiquette, keeping the celebration kind. If you're thrilled for them, and many of you clearly are, here's how to honor the moment. Celebrate the craft as much as the couple. The film he cut and the day he designed were acts of storytelling, not just romance. Don't tag family or share private locations. They gave us what they were ready to give. Let the mystery breathe. Part of what made the day beautiful is what we don't get to see. What comes next? Professionally, don't expect Conseclery to pivot into self-referential fan service. The writers lock arcs weeks in advance. What may change is the way we watch, knowing there's a bedrock of trust beneath the scenes. Personally, you might see small, thematic echoes in future posts, a fairy rail at sunrise, a tramline's shadow at noon, a notebook open to a page labeled brave. They won't need captions to be understood. That's the full shape of the day, a beginning, a brave stretch, a belonging. If this breakdown brought you closer to the heart of the story without crossing the line, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next respectful deep dive on Turkish Spotlight secrets. Thank you for watching. Be kind in the comments, and goodbye.